always, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Oklahoma State Cowboys. What a game.
Wow. Wow.
What a game. Oh, man. Start off in the hole and they just don't die, climb out of it, making crazy plays, got it together whenever they needed to. Uh, it, we end up in overtime. There's some controversy with the clock and the officiating. I mean, it was just a wild game that Oklahoma State was able to walk away with the win. It was just a wild affair.
The amount of, let's go with shenanigans. That's the word we've been using. The amount of shenanigans from Arkansas in that second half of this football game was insane.
Yep.
What they had the fumbled pitch, just hands Oklahoma State a field goal. They miss a field goal. They muff a punt. OSU goes and scores a touchdown. Those weren't the only shenanigans. It wasn't a one-sided shenanigans affair.
Right.
Alan Bowman, what are you doing, bro? The like limp-wristed finger guns. What was that, man?
Oh my
If you're gonna
gosh.
do it, you got to stiffen those things up, man. Come on. What
Yeah.
was that? I mean, they're probably scoring a touchdown there. They end up settling for a field goal. Which, by the way, that guy from Arkansas, he jumped off sides. That was offsides. That was not a false
Yeah.
start.
Of
That was
course. And that's not new. What did they Gundy said in the post game because they did it on like one of the claps that you can't do that.
They should just outlaw the clap snap count. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it on both sides. I'm tired of it. Just make it illegal. Take it
What do
away.
you mean you can't do that? Of course you could do that. You if if you don't snap the ball, the end man on the line of scrimmage can move. I mean, what do you mean you can't do that? Are they just inventing rules as we go? Oh my
I
gosh.
but
I like as the
refs
game
got that wrong
unfolded,
and Dusty nailed it on the call. Dusty nailed it on the call. That should have been offsides, but ends up with the field goal. How about Arkansas's time management on that last drive of regulation? It was electric, Ted.
just the whole game. You know Mike Gundy is the best whenever all I can think of during the game is I can't wait for the press conference. It's the best part of the game when
I
Mike Gundy gets in front of a microphone. But everything that he said at the end, I totally agree with. It shouldn't be, you can't have different officiating crews from different conferences calling things differently and emphasizing different stuff. You just can't do that.
The shenanigans continued in overtime.
Oh yeah.
What field goal to win it, you end up missing it. You settled
Hmm.
for the field goal, you left it up to kicker. Never leave it up to the kicker.
Never.
Then what the guy from Arkansas body slams Presley for no reason instead of a big TFL, personal foul. Ollie Gordon scores. They get the two. Taylor Green misses a wide open running back for a touchdown.
Which he
Stuffed on
played.
4th and 1.
He, he played well. I wasn't sure
He's
what he
fun to
was going to be.
watch.
Yeah, he is. With what he did at Boise, I wasn't sure because he was just okay, but he's fun to watch. They got a chance to win some games this year. I mean, at a minimum, Arkansas is going to be a much more difficult game for people than I anticipated they would be.
Arkansas had 648 yards of offense
Woo!
and lost the football game. That is that's a difficult one. Outgained Oklahoma State by 263 yards and lost the football game. Oklahoma State at 59 yards rushing. Arkansas 232.
That is a problem.
If if you ever want to point to a game and say, "Hey, why does turnover margin matter?" This is the box score to point people to.
Oh my goodness.
I love college
That
football. The shenanigans in this game. I mean, just a top tier second half for shenanigan lovers.
what should have been, I mean, if you're an Arkansas fan, you are so mad right now. That should have been an absolute beatdown.
That's how it felt. Even with the pick
Beat
six
down.
early, it still felt like they were in full control.
Yeah. And they just the execution on standard stuff, man, just kills you if you like you said, turnovers, man.
Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
Kentucky. Kentucky hosting South Carolina. And South Carolina's supposed to be one of the bottom dwellers this year. They got after Kentucky's ass. And I'll just tell you right now, this is supposed to be one of our check mark games, buddy. Their defensive line is a problem.
They're big, they're
Yes.
physical,
Uh-huh.
they're violent, and they maybe have the best freshman defensive lineman in the country. Oh my gosh, the Stewart kid is so fun to watch.
I it's after week 1, I was like, true freshman. I, when I saw the clips
He
of
had
him, I
another
thought he was
sack
like,
in this game.
oh yeah. I thought he was like, I could tell he was tall. I was like, oh, he's 6'6". He's probably like, 220, but he can run fast, but he's going to be a little light in the ass as a young guy. He'll put some weight on. No, he's 6'6", 250 pounds, and runs like crazy. Uh, that dude is legit. It's Clowney 2.0.
I I cannot object to that. I mean, Lenoris Sellers, he didn't have to do a ton in this game, but I mean, this was a whooping. What Kentucky fans, you got to be a little concerned with this result at home. I mean, the season is
Yeah,
not looking, can't feel great
no,
about the season if you're Kentucky after taking this big of an L in a game that you're supposed to win.
yeah, they couldn't do anything.
Turns out Brock Vandegrift was not the answer to ignite the Kentucky offense.
Mm-mm. Mm.
I don't know, man. That was impressive. Happy for our guy Beamer. Most likable guy ever. That was a really nice win. And
Every time I saw him in that game, he was on the sideline. He was all pissed off about something. I don't know what it was. I was watching it with no sound, but he was angry that game, and maybe he was just trying to get a rise out of his team, but it worked.
they've got they've got LSU at home on Saturday.
They're going to beat him.
Ooh, okay. Could
I
it
think
be a surprise year for the Gamecocks?
I don't know. LSU almost lost to Nicholls State. I think did they end up separating late, but that game was did not look good for them. I don't know how good they're going to be. Maybe they show up, but I don't know. I'm going to roll with that defensive line for South Carolina until I see otherwise.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, new sponsor alert.
All right.
Guys, dips out, nicotine pouches. Those things have taken over. And we've got some pouch users that listen undoubtedly, which is why we'd like to introduce y'all to our friends at Lucy. Go to lucy.co. That's lucy.co and use promo code breakdown at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's lucy.co and use promo code breakdown. Lucy's patches come in a variety of strengths from 4 milligrams all the way up to 12 milligrams. Four's all I need. Perfect for out on the golf course. All I need. Listen, I know there's some hardcore dudes out there. Get you some
12 is put
12s.
you into a tailspin, huh?
Yeah, get you some 12s. Let us know how they go. Lucy offers a variety of flavors, including classics like wintergreen, mint, but also have some fun flavors. How about espresso, apple ice, and mango? And maybe pouches aren't your thing? Lucy's got the gum as well. So why get Lucy instead of Zen? Lucy delivers to your house. That's why. Can't
That
get any
works.
more convenient than that. You can even set up a subscription and get your favorites delivered every 30 days. Go to lucy.co and use promo code breakdown for 20% off your first order. Lucy products are for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com. Use promo code TED, TED for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com. Use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off.
My winner of the weekend, give me the Iowa State Cyclones.
Wow.
They
Come from
looked dead.
behind.
They looked dead early. Could not do anything offensively. Rocco Beck did not look comfortable. Threw a horrible pick deep in his own territory. Iowa was gashing them with Caleb Johnson in the run game. They were producing explosive plays in the passing game. They were running RPOs, Ted, and ripping it down the middle of the field.
How about that?
The only positive in the first half you could point to for Iowa State was, hey, they had some nice goal line stands to force some field goals. But down 13-0, 13-0 at half, you're on the road. Offense was sputtering. It did not look good. And even when they showed some life and picked off McNamara and converted it into a touchdown early in the second half, Iowa answered right back, went down the field and scored. At no point did it feel like Iowa State was going to win this game until they won the game with a 54-yard field goal to win it.
Wow.
That boy Kyle Conradi from deep to win the Cyhawk game, Ted.
That was in
Improbable
Iowa
win.
City too, right?
Yeah, that
On
was
the
in Kinnick.
road. Woo. How about that? I
I mean,
like Rocco Becht, man. I like him a lot. And say what you want. Maybe it's overstated. I don't know. But Iowa's defense has been really good, the past 4 or 5 years and expected to be again this year. So that's big time.
Iowa's defense didn't give up much. They did give up a 75-yard touchdown to Jalen Nolan. We know that guy can go.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good ball from Rocco Becht, but credit to the Iowa State defense. They've played good defense there for a long time now, Ted. Completely shut down Iowa's offense in the fourth quarter. And when Rocco Becht, when they had to make a play on the last drive of the game to go set up for the field goal, delivered an absolute strike down the sideline to Jalen Noel. And it never felt like Iowa State should win this football game, but sometimes it's that way, man. And you just got to go get it done. And to do that in a rivalry game, I can only imagine how good that feels for Matt Campbell and that football team.
I know. It really hasn't mattered how good they've been. They just haven't been able to get over that hump. And that's not just recently. That goes back a long time.
Interesting analytics situation in this game. Iowa scored a touchdown. It was 19-7. Went for 2 to try to make it 21-7. Didn't get it. End up losing at the buzzer at the buzzer by a point. Interesting.
You live by analytics, you die by analytics, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
For my loser of the weekend.
That's tough.
My loser of the weekend. Thought about going with Tulane, man. They had K-State. They had them on the ropes. Didn't get the job done. What'd you think about the OPI call to take the tying touchdown off the board? I thought it was horrible.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard Plank talking about it. We were kind of doing it live as we were doing our radio call because you had the Tulane K-State game and the Oklahoma State Arkansas game going at the same time. We had like dueling broadcasts going there that we were talking about those games, but it sounded like it was not just a like there's some where it's a pass interference and there's others where questionable. Sounded like this one was questionable.
The defensive back jammed him at the line of scrimmage and never let him go. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
I I don't know, but that was a very, very tough way to lose a football game for the Green Wave. You know, you think you're tying the game and then you end up throwing a pick in the end zone. But that is a team that is going to have gained confidence from that football game, and they are coming
Yes.
to Norman, and I don't think they're going to be overly intimidated, at least by one side of the ball. I don't think they're going to be overly intimidated by what they see on tape from the Sooners.
I agree with you. I agree.
My loser of the weekend. Really, Notre Dame?
Dang.
Last weekend, you go get a massive win. You go on the road in a hostile environment in College Station, and you get it done. You grind it out. You get it done. The fan base is elated. We've got an elite defense. Look at Riley Leonard. He's the guy at quarterback. And then what do in the home opener? You pee straight down your leg and you lose to Northern Illinois. 16-14. And the one thing about it didn't feel fluky to me as I went back and watched the game. I mean, Antonio Brown's long touchdown catch, that may be a little fluky, kind of like the smallest window imaginable. It gets through, he takes it to the house. But other than that, Northern Illinois put better drives together than Notre Dame. They had more passing yards, more rushing yards, won the turnover battle 2-0. Kicker went 3 of 4. If you're checking all those boxes, it kind of just means you're the better football team on that
Yeah.
day. It did not feel fluky at all, which has to be slightly alarming for Notre Dame fans, and Texas A&M fans have to be going, hold on
Yeah.
a second. What?
I remember the I'll put it nicely, the confidence that uh that Freeman had walking off the field at College Station to this the very next week is striking.
I Riley Leonard, he was not great. He had a really bad interception in the fourth quarter. I mean, a
Hmm.
bad one. But what do you think about their decision on the last play of the game, trying a 62-yard field goal as opposed to throwing the Hail Mary? The odds of nailing a 62-yarder, the odds are not in your favor either way, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I
I
kind
don't
of
know.
would rather just chuck one down in there and hope something crazy happens as opposed to trying a 62-yarder. But
It all depends on your kicker, I guess. I mean, it's different from team to team. If they've got a kicker where they've routinely seen him hit something like that in practice, then and the conditions call for it, okay. But I mean, I don't know, we've seen a lot of Hail Marys happen over the years in college football. I don't know what the record is. Was that a 62-yarder last year that Missouri beat Kansas State with?
oh, what was that? Mevitz, the thick kicker.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's
Mevis.
very rare uh, to hit kicks of that distance, especially in college.
That thick dude drilled that one.
He did.
He's back from Missouri, I think. I think he's back. But
Yeah.
the this game was the best and worst of college football as a fan.
Yeah.
Just imagine how anyone associated with Northern Illinois was feeling and how anyone associated with Notre Dame was feeling. But I will say, watching Northern Illinois head coach Thomas Hammock after the game. I think it's the best moment so far of college football season. Watching it, it was all coming out, man. And just watching him talk about how proud he was of his guys as there's tears coming down his face and his voice is cracking all over the place. Like, I sat there and watched that and just kind of was getting chills. I was like, dude, that's the shit right there. Like, that is what makes this the best sport on planet Earth, is moments like these. And I don't know. It really, I, I hate it for Notre Dame fans. No, I don't. That's a lie. But I just, the emotion in that moment from him, and like just how you could see how much it meant to him. Just like an entire life's work for that man went into going and winning that football game. And it was really cool to see after the game.
Yep, it's awesome. It's awesome. And it's wild what we've seen. Florida State was a top 10 team, not good. Notre Dame, top 5 team. They're out. Oregon has not looked good. I mean, there's some teams that are that have screwed
Oklahoma.
around in the well, my point is, like, it has not been good, but I mean, I can't imagine the swing in emotion of a Notre Dame fan.
I
Like, yes, this is it. This is the year we've got it all.
You went, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you went from we are cruising to the playoff. Maybe we lose a game, but we are cruising to hosting a college football playoff game in South Bend. You went from that to, oh my God, what is happening?
Right.
Are we going to win another game the rest of the season? Like, it is just, you're right, Ted. It is just an insane swing for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
It,
And I mean, all of the preseason, not all, but a lot of the preseason playoff predictions, and with 12 teams, it's going to be like that always. But it's like, I did not see that happening yet. So college football's wild, man, every year.